Just a second. There's something not working. I have to adjust the
We are live.
destinations. Are we live?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like we are. It says live. We're there.
Okay, let me quickly check something because I have error messages. So if somebody's already there, then I need to excuse. Anyway, we are live one way or the other. So good afternoon, good morning, everybody. My name is Nanette, and I'm your host today for the third session of the Fireside Chats. This time, MicroStation Open Buildings. And with these words, I directly hand over to my colleague Maria. She will lead us through this fireside today.
So hi everyone, and thank you Nanette, and welcome to our fireside chat for today. I'm Maria Sanchez Tuñón. I'm product sales engineer for MicroStation and Open Buildings in EMEA, and I have worked for more than 20 years in infrastructure projects, mainly railway platform ones. We are looking forward to having today an interactive session, so please feel free to ask or add comments. If we run out of time, we will answer them afterwards, or you can contact us. You will see our emails. This event will be recorded, so you can watch it later also. And today we have joining us Silvia Sartorato and Joakim Schuwer, both from TYPSA. Hello.
Hi, Maria. How you doing?
Hi, Maria.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience or background, please?
Yeah, I'll go first. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Silvia Sartorato. I have a master in architecture and urban planning by Politecnico for Milan. And I have 10 years of experience in infrastructural projects. I work on site and I also designed linear infrastructural projects such as Crossrail, Thames Tideway Tunnel, and the Northern Line extension. I'm from Italy, but I've been living in London since 2015, and I joined TYPSA in 2021 as a principal BIM manager for Area East on HS2 S1 lot.
Good. What about you, Joakim?
Hi, everyone. My name is Joakim Schuwer. I'm half Dutch, half Swedish. Lived in London for the past 7 years. I have a master's degree in architectural engineering from Cardiff University, and I've since been working in London on various rail projects such as Northern Line extension. Also worked on Seward, the Thames Tideway Tunnel, and I'm currently working with TYPSA as BIM manager on HS2 project.
Good. You have both huge experience. And can you tell us a little bit about your company, TYPSA?
Yeah, sure. So if I just, Nanette, if you could share my screen. There you go. So TYPSA is a Spanish company that provides engineering, architectural, and consulting services. In TYPSA, we've been in the digital journey since 2009, where our first project was done in BIM. And in 2014, we were working at BIM Level 2 with our major disciplines working collaboratively. In 2018, we created our own BIM department to drive digitization from the corporate level and in our other project. And since 2021, we are certified in the ISO 19650, being the first major engineering consultancy in Spain to achieve the certification. Recently, we are expanding our digital services in our specialized digital business unit.
We are around 3,500 people spread across many offices around all continents. We are also Spain's leading exporter of consulting and engineering services, and we are present in more than 43 countries with 50 permanent offices around the world. So far, TYPSA has been present in the UK and in Ireland for 7 years with all sorts of clients, from contractors to public clients such as TfL, the Irish government, or more recently, Fusion 21 in the building sector. We are currently involved in several sectors such as transport, water, building and cities, renewable energy, environment, and rural development.
Good. And now, Nanette, can you share to my screen? And here it is, Bentley team for today. Can you introduce yourself, Christoph?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Krzysztof Starowicz. I'm based in Kraków, Poland. I'm a structural engineer by education. During my professional work experience, I've been mostly working on water and wastewater projects. Currently, I work for Bentley Systems. I'm an application engineer. I specialize in OpenBuildings Designer based on MicroStation technology BIM multidisciplinary application for architects, construction engineers, mechanical and electrical designers. Pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you, Chris. And Gabriel, can you tell us?
Yes, thank you
about
very
this?
much. I'm a product sales engineer for North America. I'm a civil engineer as well. I represent the brands of MicroStation and Open Buildings. Thank you very much for being here to all the audience.
Thank you all. And today we would like to speak with with Silvia and Joakim about the advantages they have found in working with our software and the project they are working on. So can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So about the project, HS2. So HS2 is Britain's new high-speed rail line being built from London to the northwest, with HS2 train linking the biggest cities in Scotland, Manchester, Birmingham, and London. It's the largest infrastructure project in Europe and the most important economic and social regeneration project in decades. TYPSA is currently involved in the design of the first two lots, S1 and S2, together with Strawbag and Arup under the joint venture known as Design House. For our modeling authoring software that we use on the project, we're currently using OpenBuildings Designer Connect, as this is a client requirement for the project. In addition, we also use Bentley Navigator as a viewing software, Open Roads for modeling highways, and ProjectWise as our common data environment.
Okay.
Then, yeah, based on the structure of our project and also depending on the teams, we are using different softwares. So the modelers are using OpenBuildings Designer exclusively, while most of the engineers and the designers will be using Navigator as a model interrogation tool. The BIM team, which consists of BIM managers and BIM coordinators, will use OpenBuildings Designer for clash detection as well as Navigator for data interrogation. All staff on the project are upskills to be able to use ProjectWise and access relevant information. All asset teams also attend and participate in clash detection meetings run by the BIM team. So while they don't use the feature firsthand, they still definitely benefit from it.
Okay. Good.
Do you want me to change the screen?
So the thing is that you have been speaking about. I'm one moment, and then I will change. So you have been speaking about IcoSim, and Chris, IcoSim was the oldest version.
Yes. So EcoSim is the older version. Now it's called OpenBuildings Designer. But yeah, it could be relevant for our audience to mention that files created in our software share the same DGN file format. And what it means that regardless of the version of the application, or is it update 7, 8, 10, or EcoSim, you can still open and manage the data backward and forward and share the information inside your model.
Mm-hmm. And also I need to clarify that OpenBuildings is a BIM tool, and that it is based on MicroStation technology. That MicroStation is the CAD software we are using. And the other day you said that you wanted to speak, Silvia and Joakim, about the advantages in your project working with our software, and you wanted to highlight clash detection. You have spoke a little bit about that, customization, and also the way of working. So here we have.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
So Nanette, if you could share my screen again.
Yes. Sure. Here you go.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, like you said, we wanted to talk about a few of the points that we think are the biggest benefits from using OpenBuildings Designer on a project, and one of those is definitely clash detection. So we use clash detection on all the assets on HS2 in our project. It's a feature on OpenBuildings Designer which basically automatically detects clashes between different models and different elements. So every week we have clash detection meetings between all the disciplines per asset, and we assign clashes to relevant disciplines with the intent that the clashes are then resolved for the subsequent clash detection meeting. The benefit of having these clash detection meetings is that we create a clash accepted federated model for the client and add design assurance to all our assets. The clash detection models are internal models, so they're not shared or submitted to the client, but they are shared internally with the disciplines after the meeting, so that even outside of the meeting, the model can still be interrogated as a read-only by anyone who'd like to check any particular clash relevant to their asset or particular model. All this happens in OpenBuildings Designer, and this is pretty much how it looks. So if I just share one of our models that we prepared, this is just a generic model that we've created just to show you how clash detection works and the principles behind it. We have a model with architectural models and MEP models. So it's just loading here. So these are all our models that we have included in this one. And from that, the clash detection creates all these clashes that are currently live in the model. And then we can distribute them into folders or categorize them. In this case, we categorize them based on the level of the structure. So basement level 1, basement level 2. And it basically classifies them with a status of new, saying that these have not been looked at, or this has been new since the last time we've run a clash detection. And in these clash detection meetings, we go through every single one of these clashes, decide which discipline is responsible for resolving the clash. And once we've done so, we can change the status to assigned, and we can even add an extra column as a description to say who in particular is responsible for it, if there's a particular modeler or if there's a particular discipline that we would like to assign it to. And the hopes is that the next week when we run the same clash detection, if these clashes have been resolved, then when we run the clash detection, all these statuses will automatically be annotated as resolved by the software. So that way we know.
So you save time. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it saves us loads of time. It's very organized, and it makes it a lot easier to give design assurance to our client to say that this design actually works with all the disciplines working together.
Okay. Good. And related, Chris, related to clash detection, do we have something new?
Yes. So myself and my Bentley colleagues, we are constantly working to improve our products. And there is a new feature introduced. Maria, if you could share the video with our audience.
Yes. So wait a minute, I can play. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So in the latest release of OpenBuildings Designer, which is update 10, there is a new technology preview introduced. The new tool is called Penetration Manager. Using the feature, you are able to identify physical interferences between elements inside your model and create auto penetrations in objects when it's necessary. In our example, we are running a penetration clash check between penetrating elements, ducts, and host elements, walls. Once the operation is finished, you can save the results, give it a unique name, then open the Penetration Manager. The Penetration Manager consists detailed information about the clashes. It allows to create auto penetration based on defined configuration. Of course, you can customize your penetration configuration and decide about the distance, offset, and clearance according to your design requirements. You can proceed with the creation of auto penetration using Update Model button. Now you can see that penetrations has been automatically generated. These openings created with that process are tracked in the schedule.
Sounds good. So you were speaking also, so it was very interesting, and you were speaking also about customization, that it was the next topic, I think, that Joakim and Silvia wanted us to explain. So, and which advantages have they found?
Nana, if you could share our screen again.
Yep.
Yes. So on the S1 and S2 project, the dataset has been heavily customized since day one. And due to the complexity of this project, every single catalog instance has been renamed to suit the project requirements in agreement with the client. And by doing so, all the authors, regardless of the discipline and the assets, will know what the correct catalog instance is. The catalog instances are always agreed upfront with the client, and they can be found in a document that is called content plan, which is a document where every single element is split per discipline, together with a unit class code, description, and a specific level of detail requirement for each element. This ensures a consistent approach across all our assets, considering the huge amount of people working across the project. And any new catalog instance that is required by us or by the client can be created straight away. And the tool to do so, it is very, very easy to use. Are you aware if there are any news with regards to the Uniclass customization in OpenBuildings Designer?
Yes, there is. Also in the latest release of OpenBuildings Designer, there is Maria, could you please share it with our audience?
Nanette, can you
Yeah,
share my
sorry.
screen, please?
I'm still struggling with the technical stuff because we could not start live on all the channels. That was is a little bit tricky at the moment.
Okay, I will play it. Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you. So we have introduced NBS Chorus, and it is currently accessed directly from the ribbon. You need to enter your NBS credential to access your project and specification. So NBS Chorus is a cloud-based system, a digital specification platform that allows to link and integrate your model with documents and a specification. The new workflow allows designers to combine specification and documents directly inside the model. Side by side with your model, you can review guidance notes, product documentation, and specification data. It allows you to keep consistency along the project, of course, save your time and helps you to avoid errors and mistakes. In our example, you can see masonry wall lift system data integrated into selected walls in your building. These are this data we have just associated with the elements. So now hit the process button to finalize the operation. So now you are able to see that data, NBS Chorus data, inside your model.
So this NBA is like a database of sorts?
This is like a cloud-based system for your design documentation and specification. And currently you can link that data inside the OpenBuildings Designer. It's integrated in the ribbon, so it's accessed directly. But you need to have your NBS credential to access it.
I see. Thank you.
It's introduced in our latest release of OpenBuildings Designer, update 10. And
so it's shipped with every copy of OpenBuildings Designer as well?
With the update 10 version, yes, it is.
Great.
Yep, looks great. Thank you.
I think related to customization, you wanted to speak also?
Yes. One more. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. So another area of the dataset customization is related to the data, especially all the specification that we are required to share with the client. All the data are initially checked and defined by the engineers. Then before submitting all the information to the client, we as the BIM team need to make sure that this data is correct. And most of them are coming from a customized drop-down pick list. So the drop-down pick list greatly help us and also help the authors to save a lot of time, because we can all work using the same set of data to avoid mistakes. And it also restricts the different teams from adding incorrect values. When clicking the data and when checking the data before submission, we export them using the Excel change tool in the schedule, and then we process them via Power Query. All this data is available in EcoSim in the definition editor, where all the values are available as a pick list that can be easily customized in agreement with the client. If you can, please, yes. So we can see an example from the definition catalog editor. For example, for the doors, you can see that some of these values are coming from a list, and then we can add any new value at literally any time. And then as
So
soon
it
as
is.
it's saved, yeah, exactly. And as soon as it is saved and then the file is closed, then everyone will be able to see the new value. But we don't only have just the list. It could be like a Boolean value or a string value. And everything can be absolutely customized. And it is very intuitive and very easy to use.
Good. And it gives you the freedom to design with them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And having predefined values also help us in order to make sure that no other values that won't be accepted by the client will be added in our models.
Very useful. Mhm.
Yes.
Good.
So
And I think
there's one more topic that we'd like to cover.
Mhm.
So the last topic is project-wise integration with OpenBuildings Designer. So while it's a different software, I still think it's very useful and it's been very beneficial on our project, especially. So project-wise, Bentley project-wise is our common data environment, which we use to make sure that all the staff on the project have access to the latest information. And we have a project as big as ours with as many assets as we do, with as many staff as we do. This is very important. There's a huge benefit to using ProjectWise in sync with OpenBuildings Designer as they are designed to work together. ProjectWise allows us to apply a workflow to each drawing and model in order to assure the design throughout the design process. In ProjectWise, you can have customized workflow that you deem necessary to ensure the design of every drawing and model. These workflows can also be customized further to apply to certain folders where some models may not need to go through the same workflows. So this can, for example, we can use this for work in progress information or temporary works information, or even folders where, like sandbox folders, where we just want to test a few things out. So we can apply different workflows to each one of those folders depending on what we need. The metadata is automatically updated on ProjectWise as the drawing and or model goes through this workflow. And this is the part that's very helpful for us. So when we update this metadata on ProjectWise, this in turn automatically updates in the drawing title block or the model title block. So this means that our authors and checkers and approvers have far less to do when pushing the drawing or model through the workflow, as the integration between ProjectWise and OpenBuildings Designer is pretty seamless. This is why ProjectWise was an obvious choice for our common data environment when it was decided that OpenBuildings Designer was to be our model authoring software, as they are completely integrated. Finally, in ProjectWise, where all our design information is stored, we can create federated models as our final submissions to the client. All our deliverables are delivered in a DGN format. The client can then extract and use the data found in our models to populate an SQL database, which on our project we call the BIM Data Lake, or BDL. From this database, they can further customize the representation of the data using Power BI, which in turn gets used to measure our KPIs as design house. This is how we can accurately measure performance and progress throughout the design lifecycle, and which is why we decided to use ProjectWise and OpenBuildings Designer in our project.
Good. Thank you very much. It has been engaging, yes. So you have been speaking also about collaboration and integration. So I think it's the perfect moment for Gabriel to speak about, wait a moment, now I need to share my screen, but I need to manage, okay. Gabriel can explain us a little bit.
Thank you very much. Very on point as well in regards to collaboration. So the same way that ProjectWise is like for documentation sharing, this type of things, creating, let's say, common data environment. MicroStation is currently recognized as one of the best data integrators in the market. It creates or help us create a common modeling environment in this case. So whether you are speaking about a building, a roadway, a railway, a bridge, or any project, it can be created with MicroStation or a MicroStation based tool, as we have been telling from the beginning. So this is very useful, especially if you are if you have to work with a lot of customers, or not all of them will be using MicroStation or any other CAD tool or BIM tool, but MicroStation can open and consume those formats and also export to some of those. So yes, MicroStation is the best integrator out there in the market. Please, next slide.
Wait a minute.
Maybe just a quick interruption. There is a question from Arcadius. Maybe Christoph can answer that. Or it's not a question. He's talking about Navisworks and similar products. Maybe we should, or NBS Chorus is the additional product that they are talking about. He wrote, it allows you to simultaneously work on both the BIM model as well as technical specification for the project. This not only speeds up workflow, also ensures that there are no discrepancies between the BIM model and the technical documentation. Christoph, I think.
Yeah, you can work side by side. So you have your open and your specification. You can review that specification at the same time, work at your model and link and create the connection between that two elements.
Exactly, and
Mhm.
that it is exactly the same description for all the three products. That means for the clash detection within OpenBuildings Designer or Ecosystem Building Designer, and also the other two products mentioned. This is all, yeah, it's all the same, but it's an additional product in the other NB. What was the name of it? NBS Chorus and Navisworks are separate products that you must buy. In our case, it's integrated in the software.
And we need to say also that clash detection is available also in MicroStation. So
Yep,
Correct.
Yeah.
You can use many Bentley system products as a solution for your project. They operate within the same common data environment project-wise. So all project participants sharing the same standards and access to the same data, regardless of their office location.
Correct. Thank you.
Indeed. And if all of this got our audience interested in MicroStation, there are many ways in which you can learn about it. We are constantly creating content like this. We will be having a webinar as well next week, which is part of a series of webinars that we are developing for this year. We have the YouTube channel. We are active on several social platforms as well. Myself, Maria, Nanette as well. We are also always helping everyone that wants to know a little bit more about MicroStation. For example, I know that Nanette is a very prolific author in this regard. So follow us and get to know more about it, but also take a look at these channels that we are sharing now on the screen for you to learn more about MicroStation, scan the QR codes, and all of these things. And as I was talking about next week webinar, it will be myself and my colleague Nihat Endukuri from the United States. We will be showing what MicroStation can do to leverage the power of context in your projects. I don't want to spoil anyone, so everything will be left to that webinar. Please attend if you want to learn more about it. So that's it. Next slide.
don't forget to register.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, don't forget to register the links there.
Correct.
And any questions that you may have, you can put them in the chat now, whether you are on LinkedIn or YouTube, in whatever platform you are watching this stream, or you can take note of our emails that are now appearing on screen and write to us directly. I have You can send me an invitation to connect as well in LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to help you with any question that you may have regarding MicroStation. I'm sure Maria feels the same about it.
And also Beatrix is our product sales specialist in OpenBuildings Designer in Bentley.
As well.
Correct. Yeah.
And also, if you want to know more about any of these products, you can download a 14-day trial of MicroStation. I think the OpenBuildings Designer one is still 21 days, if
It's
I'm correct.
21 days, yes.
So it should be a really good time for you to get feeling of all of the features that we have been discussing so far, what makes it different, for example, from other softwares that one may have in the market. There are a lot of features, that we love about MicroStation, but we rather leave this to our customers for them to speak. So
Yes.
download the trial. Also, we have available for the time being a switch campaign if you are an Autodesk user or
Or any other
Not
CAD.
only Autodesk, any
or
CAD,
any other
whatever
CAD
CAD you
software.
have, we give you a
Show proof
discount.
of ownership of that license, and you will be getting a discount of MicroStation. That way, you can, let's say, start your journey on a cheaper price. So yeah, be in touch with us.
And here you have the QR code, and this is for a Go consensus. So depending on the topic you are interested in, you customize the presentation for MicroStation, and you can learn about the topics you are interested in. So
Exactly,
this
it's a
is useful.
a customizable demo. That means you don't require necessarily to have an application engineer like Christoph. Nevertheless, thank you, Christoph. But it's quite easy to decide what you want to see, and as soon as you're ready, you can also either get in touch with us or request a trial, or request an application engineer to know more, to learn more about this stuff.
Yes. And here we have, so till 8th on May, you can present for Going Digital Awards. So here are the best projects in the world are applying for these prizes. And I can remember that TYPSA won that prize a few years ago in the railway category, and it was Going Digital and because of the BIM approach. So
That's right.
maybe you can present also another time.
And it's worth it. Singapore is worth the travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really cool there.
I imagine.
You
Absolutely.
don't want to
Who
touch
wouldn't
the
want to go?
Yes. And as
And
we
here
have
we have your special.
a Spanish company today speaking, TYPSA, we were thinking about like giving a present a Spanish recipe, so Santiago salmon cake. So this is for you
Nice.
all. Mhm. And that's all. So I would like to thank you all. Thank you very much, Silvia and Joakim. It has been amazing, and I could be the whole day listening to your stories, your
Thanks.
experience, how you work. So it has been amazing. And thank you, Chris, for the information and all the updates you have given us. And thank you, Gabriela and Nanette.
Thank you
Yeah.
to you, Maria, for hosting.
Thank you all from my
Thank you.
side.
Thank you,
Thanks to
Maria.
And
TYPSA.
Thank you, everybody.
And
talk
thank you all the
soon.
attendees.
Thank
See
you,
you next
Silvia.
time.
Thank you, Joakim.
Thank you.
Good
Maria,
job.
do you just a second, Maria, do you have
Yes.
the link to the Go Consensus demo available? Just for those
Yes, it
that,
was in the switch. Here it is. Here it is. Go consensus. This one it is.
yeah, but the link itself, not only the QR
Oh,
code.
we can. No, I don't have it right now. So we can write it down in
Oh,
the.
Oh,
what's
already
that?
there.
No,
You can
it's the
share it
free
in the
trial.
comments
This is another
afterwards.
one. Okay, I'll
Okay.
put it in the comments afterwards.
Okay.
So
We'll
thanks,
share that.
everybody. Have a nice evening, and
Thank you,
talk soon the
everybody.
next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thanks for
Thank you all.
attending. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.